Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to another daily dice where we ask the dice for a message and find out what that is. I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that continues to be a supportive part of this journey. Truly honored to be sharing this time and this space with you. And for those of you that are new here, welcome. This is that reminder that we're all here sharing this human experience together, and that this is a safe space to show up as your highest, most aligned, loving, authentic self. If you are truly new here, we do things completely differently on this channel, so I suggest strapping in, hanging on, and you and I are going to find out together. And should the messages happen to resonate along the way, it would mean so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe down below. So today we are getting, it was a channel message. The ancestors have a message of clarity and hope for you today. And we're going to be using the Native Spirit Oracle cards by Denise Lynn to get this going. So, all right. Source, what Native Spirit Oracle card is going to help us better understand the ancestors' message of hope and clarity? Ancestors, what card will help us better understand your message of clarity and hope? Okay, it's that one right there. Thank you. All right, on the bottom of the deck, we've got the prayer feather. This feels like an answer to your prayer. You've been praying about something for maybe a long time, maybe not. This could be something that's just been recently you've been praying about, wondering about. And I feel like with prayer feather coming up, this is showing that this is something that they're answering. They're giving you the clarity on this. They're giving you the guidance on this. And that, while it's important for you to listen, trust yourself in this process as well. But I do feel like they're very much trying to come in to give you that guidance that you've been asking. And look, I cannot make this up. I literally flipped right open to the prayer feather in the book. So another confirmation here, so powerful. It says, love is flowing to you and through you. No matter what an individual is saying or doing, love him or her anyway. Gather your inner forces, silently and secretly love deeply and fully with every ounce of your being, even if someone isn't fulfilling your expectations. It's easy to love people when they're acting wonderfully. The true challenge is to love them when they aren't. It says your native spirit wants you to know that feathers in the native cultures often represent a connection with the Creator. Birds often symbolize messengers between the two-legged humans and spirit. This is your time to love and be loved. The love that you send out into the world comes back to you 100-fold. There are times when small concerns of everyday life need to drop away and be replaced by the majesty of your being. This is that time. Prayer feathers are decorated feathers that can be used for many purposes. In some traditions, prayers are placed into the feather. You can hold it in your heart or between your hands as you focus on your prayer, and then tie it onto a bush so when the wind blows, it carries the prayers to the Creator. Another kind of prayer feather is decorated feather or decorated bundle of feathers that are used for smudging sacred smoke ceremonies. The smoke is to cleanse the space as well as to carry your prayers upward. For a day, love each person you encounter. Imagine a golden ray of light from your center of your heart radiating to the center of the heart of that individual. Notice how great you feel by the end of the day. Love everyone today. Wow. And I feel like that's just that reminder. It's like maybe you're dealing with somebody very difficult, or you're dealing with a situation that's incredibly difficult, and you've been praying for help and assistance. And they're reminding you that when you're the love in the situation, that doesn't mean the doormat, right? But when you are the embodiment of unconditional love, you are the one that changes the situation. And it's that love that becomes a very healing act in that circumstance with that person, whatever it is that's going on. So ancestors, what is your message of clarity and hope for my fellow humans today? What would you like to share with them? Ancestors, what is your message of clarity and hope for my fellow humans today? So we've got the 12th house, the sun, and Virgo energy. Again, with the healing with the 12th house, so there's a lot of healing that's coming in for you, and I feel like it is because of you, right? Reminding you of the power that you hold and how incredible you truly are. Maybe you've forgotten that. Maybe along the way you've given your power away and not realized you gave your power away to someone or to a situation that you felt held more power over you. There's a lot of deep sense healing here, and there's this energy of finding a new way to stay humble in that energy, but also to protect yourself and move forward with that. Okay? You've been through a lot. You've lost a lot. You've definitely had a lot of enemies in your life. Maybe you've healed from certain types of addictions. You've healed from very difficult subconscious beliefs and patterns that were ingrained in you. You have leaned into your spirituality and you have let the healing take over. But now it's time for that integration, right? And that integration can be harder than it seems. Easier said than done. At times you can be very obsessive over being a perfectionist, and that can create a lot of dissonance around you as well. It's nothing that you're doing wrong. It's just being aware of those energies helps us to maintain our state and our balance. Okay? But showing up with curiosity will help you see this from a different light. And it feels like it's very important for you to show up with a curious heart, especially when there's a difficult situation involved. Sometimes asking ourselves, what is this teaching me, or what am I to take from this, will give us exactly the answer that we need. This has to let go. There's this letting go of the ego here, right? And allowing yourself to be that warmth, to be the leader, to healing the father wound here with the sun, and letting yourself shine from that radiance as well. So let's dig a little deeper and see what comes through with the tarot. My dog, she's so silly. All right, ancestors, what is your message of hope and clarity for my fellow humans? Yeah, there's definitely a sense of grief and sorrow here. Feeling guilty about a situation, or feeling like maybe you're a burden in a situation, or that something that you've dealt with in the past is feeling like a burden. And it's time for you to break through that, to let that go, to become aware that you are powerful and you're doing exactly what you need to be doing to get to the next level in your life. But that sometimes there's time that's involved with that as well. So, ancestors, what is your message of clarity and hope for my fellow humans? Thank you. What is your message of clarity and hope for my fellow humans? Yeah, so someone's playing the politics here. Let's see what we've got. Celebration. Okay. So I feel like you're a very fun-loving, outgoing, wonderful person overall, right? You're a good person. Most people are good people. There's some people who aren't, and that's okay. They're on their own journey. But I do feel like there's someone here who's definitely wearing a mask and trying to play the politics. They're trying to learn something about you. They're trying to get more information than is necessary for them, or they're trying to weasel their way in to get your energy, whatever it is, right? They're definitely trying to get something from you. And it could be to feel good in this energy as well, to drain that from you for themselves, whatever it is here. But I do feel like that's just pointing out exactly what I was feeling, that this is a difficult situation that you're going through, and that there's someone else or something else involved. And that's what they're saying here, is that when you come back to your inner divinity and you remember that it's your job to look after your emotions, not to delegate other people's emotions, that will help you feel more empowered on your journey. Look, we've got guidance here with the 3 of coins. So this is absolutely guidance from the ancestors coming in right away. They're trying to help you recenter yourself from this difficult situation, healing with the King of Cups underneath. This is very synchronistic reading already, incredibly synchronistic here. But they're trying to answer your prayer and give you this guidance and remind you that maybe this person or maybe this situation isn't coming with their highest self, and they're coming from their wounded self, and it is creating a lot of chaos. But if you're letting that chaos get the better of you, then you're stepping away from your own divinity, right? So they're encouraging you to come back to your own divinity. And when you come back to your own divinity, which is What's good for me? Where's my higher self leading me? What is my intuition telling me at this time? How can I trust myself moving forward? How can I believe in myself, right? These things will help bring you back into that higher vibration. When you come into that higher vibration, you're going to feel a lot more free and not so held down by whatever this situation is. And it's understandable. This is not to beat yourself up. They're not saying like, oh my gosh, how dare you step away from your divinity. That's not what they're saying here. Okay? They're reminding you that you are a divine being here to experience this human life for a very short time, and that it's up to you to claim your power. If you don't claim your power, there's not going to be someone that swoops in and says, hey, guess what? Here's your power. Why don't you go ahead and take that, right? But our guides and our ancestors will forever be the ones that give us that nudge. Hey, remember, you're the one that can do this. It's all you. You're the one that has the power to do this. And we believe in you. And we know that you can do this. And I feel like that's exactly what your ancestors are reminding you of, is that it's your power and your power alone that will get you to where you're going. But I do feel like there's a little bit of resistance here. Like, you're tired. That came in so strong. I'm tired. I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm tired of having this person around. I'm tired of being in this situation. When are things going to change? Rather than focusing on the win, focus on what you can do to make yourself feel better right now. And that's what they want. We have the Elder. Look at this. Healing through the lineage. Oh my goodness. We are getting healing cards left and right. But this is the Elder. And I feel like this is an Elder ancestor that's coming in. They've been in your shoes before when they were here. They have lived that journey. They have felt like they had to accommodate. They got exhausted from dealing with someone who was manipulative, who was, doing what they could to make them feel in a lower vibration. And they gave in. And they don't want you to give in, right? You're healing something much deeper. This is intergenerational curses that are coming out. And that healing is exhausting, but it's also worthwhile. We have the Altar of Earth, limitless prosperity. And I love that this is coming out because this is the Ace of Coins represented in the tarot. And we're talking about this gift. And this is a gift from your ancestors. They're giving you this gift, this clarity, this wisdom, this knowledge. And I don't feel like what I'm telling you is anything new. I feel like you're very aware that this is what they've been asking you to do, but sometimes we're stubborn. It just happens. We get exhausted, or we're throwing a temper tantrum. And I'm not saying that you are. I'm just saying this is what we do. I've done it on the spiritual journey as well. I've tossed my hands up in the air and shook my fists and been like, ah! And then I tell them everything that I'm feeling, and I tell them why I don't want to do it. Once I get it off my chest, I feel a lot better, and then they're able to give me the guidance that I need. Sometimes we just need to, I feel like this is you needing to vent to your ancestors. They're like, hey, we're here and we're ready to listen to whatever you got for us, and we'll help you. We're here to help you, but we can't just take over for you. That's not how this works. The Sun coming out again with its self-express and embody truth. So true. So there's a need to express yourself here. Maybe not necessarily in this situation causing more chaos, but needing to express yourself to your guidance system so that you can get the clarity you need too. We have Venus here. Give and receive love, find value and see beauty. And that matches this energy with the prayer feather as well. Finding a way to show love in all situations, even if this person or this situation is not being very loving to you. And that can be very challenging at times. But reminding you how powerful it is when you lean into that. We've got the 6th house coming out here. Get real with responsibility. Whose responsibility are you? That's the question here. You are your own responsibility, and you have to get real with that. You can't expect someone else to change just because you've done so much changing up until this point. We cannot force people to change. No matter how much we heal, we can never force another person to heal. We can't force them to change. We can't force them to see us. We cannot force them to do anything other than exactly what they're doing. We have no control over another person. So right now they're asking you to get real with the responsibility of you. Okay, Gemini, change your mind. It's okay for you to change your mind. If you want to deal with this person, you can. If you don't want to deal with this person, you don't have to. There is a need to change your mind. We have purpose and guilt flying out together. Purpose says, I know what I'm here to do. Guilt says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So didn't I say there's this feeling of like being a burden here? I'm pretty sure I said that. I don't know. I've done a lot of readings today. Maybe that was on a different reading, but I feel like that was on this reading. Anyways, that's that feeling, right? With the 12th house, we do have guilt tied to the 12th house as well, but there's guilt and there's shame here, and I feel like it's a deeper situation for you than just this person. There's something that's under the surface that's trying to come up into the conscious mind so that you can face, and it may very well be tied in with guilt. That's why it's so important for you to express yourself. That's why it's so important for you to embody your truth, but to take responsibility for yourself and know that you have a purpose here. We have self-esteem on the bottom. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Okay, and embracing your own internal gifts. All right, let's see here. Let's get a prism card out here. What else, ancestors? What is your message of clarity and hope for my fellow humans? I feel like one more wants to come through. What is your message of clarity and hope for my fellow humans? What is your message of clarity and hope? Wow, okay, so you're getting two more. On the bottom of the deck, we've got passion. Yes, I'm so glad this came out for you. What are you passionate about? That's where you need to put your energy. That's where your time and your energy and effort is. And I can't make this up, but underneath it, I'm not using this deck, but it's just so funny because I put it up, put the deck back where it was, and on the bottom of my earth magic is the fire passion. So again, another synchronicity coming out here on the bottom of the deck. Passion. This is where your energy needs to be, in your passion. What are you passionate about? This situation cannot touch you when you're standing in your power and going towards what matters for you. We have broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. It's time for you to be the peacemaker for yourself. And we have the root of earth, which is inspired action. So this is the page of coins here. Okay, taking inspired action. You have a lot of coin energy with the altar of earth, the root of earth coming through here. These are very sound energies that are coming in where it's reminding you that you're the only one that can manifest what you want in your life, right? And it is a slow process, but it is worth it. It is worth it. There's nothing about this that is a fast process. If you do this today, tomorrow it's going to change. But what they're saying is if you do this today and you do this tomorrow and you keep showing up, things will change for you. We've got pain. Yeah, this is a very painful situation. But have faith that things are going to work out for you. Time to embrace your self-confidence. I love this energy for you. Let's take a look at this card. I'm going to read this from the book. Eagle Medicine, seeing things from a higher perspective. Right off the bat, Eagle Medicine. It says profound connection to the Creator and the heavenly realms. As the eagle soars high above the earth, it has the ability to see things from a higher perspective. Yes, courage and stamina are filling your life. You have the ferocity to right injustice and wrongs done to you or to others. This is time to face fear and overcome it. Your native spirit wants you to know if the Eagle Medicine card has chosen you, you are at the advent of the opportunity to truly see life from a rarefied vantage point. Eagles are considered one of the most sacred of all birds in many tribes and cultures. Their single-minded fierceness, dynamic energy, and ability to soar high are a part of the reason for this. This card reminds you to take heart and face fear. You do indeed have the strength to overcome any adversity. You also have a direct line to the Creator. Your prayers are heard and will be answered in accordance to your highest good. So another confirmation that this is an answered prayer. You have the capacity to channel extraordinary life force energy through your hands. Go on an inner journey and imagine you're an eagle. Feel the power of your wings and the clarity of your eyesight and the power of your talons. As you do this, be aware of the energy of the majestic eagle filling you. And I love that they came in with that, the clarity of your eyesight. We're looking for a message of clarity and hope here, and they were very, very, very focused on the clarity part. But the hope is that you're the strength that you've been seeking all along, and when you pour back into yourself, the situation fades into the background and you become the main character in your life, which is the only thing that matters right now, okay? So this is what I see here for you. If you feel like this is your reading, leave the little eagle emoji down below and say, I choose to soar to higher heights, seeing with eyes of unconditional love, knowing that it is my duty to take accountability and responsibility for myself and pour into what I'm passionate about. And if it resonated with you, it means so much to me if you were to like, comment, and subscribe below. And if you're interested in supporting the channel further, check out the description box. It has everything you need, including how to reach me for a personal reading, as well as how to join as a member here on the channel. With that, I do want to take this second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this incredibly powerful message. And until next time, stay human. Bye.